Did you know that it took over 200,000 years of human history for the world's population to reach 1 billion people, and only 200 years more to reach 7 billion? A staggering fact, isn't it? That's the power of exponential growth for you. Welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating world of population growth. We're about to embark on a journey through time, exploring how the human population has exploded over centuries, from the 1 billion mark in the early 19th century to the present. We'll look at the factors that have influenced this growth and the challenges it poses, from resource depletion and environmental degradation to strains on social services. We'll also peek into the future, exploring the United Nations population projections and discuss the implications of these trends on global challenges like climate change, food security, and urbanization. Intrigued? Stay tuned to delve deeper into this fascinating journey of human population growth. The human population didn't always grow at the rate we see today. For the longest time, human numbers remained relatively stable. It wasn't until the early 19th century that we first ticked over the 1 billion mark. That's right. All of humanity across the entire globe numbered just 1 billion people. From there, things really started to pick up. It took just a little over a century for us to double that number. By the mid-20th century, we hit 3 billion. And now, in the 21st century, we're well over 7 billion people worldwide. These milestones in population growth weren't accidental. They were the result of a series of significant changes in our society and our way of life. The Industrial Revolution, for instance, brought about massive improvements in medicine, sanitation, and food production, allowing more people to live longer and healthier lives. This leads us to the demographic transition model, a theory that helps us understand how we got here. The model outlines 4 stages of population growth. The first stage is characterized by high birth and death rates. As a society advances, it moves into the second stage, where death rates begin to fall as a result of improvements in health and sanitation. In the third stage, birth rates also start to decline as people have fewer children due to changes in societal norms and increased access to family planning. Finally, in the fourth stage, both birth and death rates are low, leading to a stable population. The demographic transition model provides a useful framework for understanding how societal and technological advancements have spurred population growth. It's important to note, however, that not all countries are at the same stage. Some are still in the early stages of the transition, while others have reached the final stage. This rapid growth was fueled by a variety of factors, which we'll explore next. As of now, we're over 7 billion and counting. That's right, our global family has grown to a staggering 7 billion plus. It's quite fascinating when you think about it. Now let's dive a little deeper and see where most of these people reside. China and India, these 2 countries are at the top, housing the largest populations. China, with its vast lands and ancient civilization, is home to approximately 1.4 billion people. Not too far behind is India, with a population nearing 1.3 billion. These 2 nations together make up almost 37% of the global population. But it's not just about the total number of people. Population density is another intriguing aspect to consider. It's a measure of how crowded a place is, and it varies significantly across the globe. For instance, Monaco, a tiny city-state on the French Riviera, is the most densely populated country, with over 19,000 people per square kilometer. That's quite a crowd. On the other hand, Mongolia, known for its vast open landscapes, has the lowest population density with just about 2 people per square kilometer. So we've got over 7 billion people, some living in densely populated city-states, others spread out over vast landscapes. But what exactly influences these population numbers? Let's find out. Population growth isn't just about births and deaths. It's a complex interplay of various factors that can significantly influence the rate at which a population grows or declines. Let's delve deeper into this. First off, fertility rates play a crucial role. In many parts of the world, cultural norms and societal pressures influence a family's decision on how many children to have. In turn, the collective decisions of families shape the fertility rate of a region, which directly impacts population growth. Mortality rates, on the other hand, are influenced by advancements in public health and medical technologies. Think about it. Diseases that were once fatal are now easily preventable or treatable. Vaccines, antibiotics, better sanitation. All these advancements have drastically reduced death rates, contributing to a surge in population growth over the last century. Now let's talk about migration. People moving from one place to another can significantly shift population dynamics. Reasons for migration vary widely, from seeking better economic opportunities to escaping political unrest or natural disasters. Areas with high influx of migrants can experience rapid population growth, while those with high outflow may see a decline. Economic development is another key factor. As regions develop economically, they often experience a decrease in both birth and death rates, a phenomenon known as demographic transition. This is largely because economic development often goes hand in hand with improved healthcare, education, and access to family planning resources. Lastly, government policies can greatly influence population growth. Policies related to family planning, immigration, and public health can either encourage or discourage population growth. For instance, a government might implement policies encouraging larger families to counteract an aging population, or conversely, promote smaller families in regions struggling with overpopulation. So, as you can see, population growth is a multifaceted issue, influenced by a myriad of factors, from fertility rates and mortality rates to migration, economic development, and government policies. While population growth brings progress, it also brings challenges. A growing population can be both a boon and a bane. As our numbers swell, so do the challenges that come with accommodating everyone. One of the most pressing issues is resource depletion. Think about it. More people means more mouths to feed, more bodies to clothe, and more homes to provide. This increased demand puts a strain on our planet's finite resources, from water to arable land to fossil fuels. Next, let's consider environmental degradation. Population growth often leads to deforestation, pollution, and loss of biodiversity as we expand our living spaces and industrial activities. These actions disrupt ecosystems and contribute to climate change, creating a cycle of environmental harm. But the challenges don't end there. A larger population also puts a strain on social services. Schools, hospitals, and public transportation systems often struggle to keep up with the increasing demand. This can lead to overcrowding, longer waiting times, and a decrease in the quality of services. Lastly, we must grapple with the concept of carrying capacity. This refers to the maximum population size that an environment can sustain indefinitely. If we exceed our planet's carrying capacity, we risk undermining our own survival and the survival of countless other species. So, what does the future hold for our population numbers? That's a question we'll delve into in the next scene. Stay tuned to find out. The United Nations has some interesting predictions for the future. Based on their research, it's projected that the world's population will reach nearly 9.5 billion by the year 2050. That's a lot more people sharing our planet's resources. The growth won't be evenly distributed, though. We're likely to see aging populations in developed countries, which means more older people than younger ones. This shift could pose challenges for economies and healthcare systems. On the other hand, certain developing regions are expected to see high growth rates. Africa, for instance, could see its population more than double in the next few decades. This rapid increase might strain resources and infrastructure unless properly managed. It's also worth noting that urban areas worldwide are projected to swell, with more people living in cities than ever before. These trends bring with them a set of implications and potential solutions. It's a fascinating, complex picture, and one that will shape the course of the 21st century. Population trends have far-reaching effects on our world. For instance, burgeoning populations in urban areas are escalating the demand for resources, leading to increased waste and pollution. These changes are contributing to climate change, impacting our environment and the biodiversity within it. On the other hand, rapidly aging populations in developed countries present another set of challenges. They put pressure on social services and could potentially slow economic growth. But there's hope. Many strategies have been proposed to manage these effects. Family planning initiatives, for instance, aim to control population growth, while education can empower individuals to make informed decisions about their family sizes. Economic reforms can also play a crucial role. By creating opportunities, we can alleviate the pressure on urban areas and reduce migration. At the same time, improved healthcare and support for older citizens can help manage the challenges of aging populations. The future of our population is a complex issue with no one-size-fits-all solution. Today, we have taken a journey through the history, present, and future of human population growth. We've revisited milestones, explored current statistics, and projected future trends. We've seen how factors like fertility, mortality, and migration influence growth, and how population size can strain resources and the environment. We've also discussed potential solutions like family planning, education, and economic reforms. We invite you to reflect on these issues, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more insightful content.